Hello, gamers! Welcome to episode 42 of Gamers Galaxie. Hope you're all ready today. WT here. We've got a lot to break down from the Immutable ecosystem, and we're going to talk about some Outlaw Troopers, who we talked with in episode 41 not too long ago. And before we talk about that, I'm going to say hello to my good friend Rubick. How are you doing today, brother?
I'm good. Finally coming on the end of that sickness, but I've got a lot to do to, I'm at one of those points in life where I have neglected health and thinking I'm Superman, and a few things are just going wrong at once, and it's just partner being away as well at the same time and having to deal with it has been a little bit overwhelming. So I'm just happy that the flu part of it's gone. That was the thing that was driving me insane, and it's just a slight cough now, but not like every 5 seconds destroying me. And yeah, the health's starting to look good. I've got, every negative has a positive. I've really got an outlook on improving my health and eating better. I went for an exercise today. Just starting to get this Superman complex out of my mind and realize that I've got to work.
Nice. Yeah, I've actually decided that I'm just going to start annoying you with messages daily of what are you doing? Are you walking? Are you taking your vitamins? I'm just going to annoy you until you start doing stuff. No, I'm messing with you. I won't annoy you.
You can do that. You can do that.
Yeah.
My wife does it with sugar, so you can do it with exercise, and we're covered then.
Awesome. Yeah. So,
how about you? How's your what's going on in your world at the moment?
I'm dealing with stuff too, and maybe not exactly what you're dealing with, but I'm going through taking care of myself in different ways and stuff, and I might talk about that later on the show. But yeah, in general, I'm doing much better. I'm feeling pretty good. But yeah, we got together with Outlaw Troopers on episode 41. Aston and Roger, they were complete gems. It was a blast talking to them about their game Outlaw Troopers, and what was your thoughts on that discussion with them?
Yeah, it was actually quite an interesting chat. I thought it was good. We had our first female to do the 10 questions. That was good. I thought that was funny as well. She's Aston's a very smart woman. You can tell that as well. She was definitely the smartest person in the room out of those. No offense, Roger. But she was quite smart, and you can pick that up. And yeah, they're a Web 2 studio going into Web 3. I think they've got a lot to learn, to be honest with you, from what just some incentive alignments, and getting everything right. Like it's a process, isn't it, for a lot of companies, especially when they've been doing that. What they said, they've been around 19 years or something,
right?
Or 12 or 19, yeah, and like to have to just switch and change a whole perception of something, and especially they didn't seem like that people that are driven by money, which is probably a good thing, but also you can see that they're falling short on how to win the degen over.
Right. They deal with like 70,000 developers, which just blew my mind, and they're actually going through an NFT sale right now on Token Trove, someone that is sponsoring us, by the way. They got 3 or 4 different NFTs you can buy at different price points, and if you buy them now up until I think June 24th, you're eligible for their airdrop. So if you're looking to get into their game, definitely now is the time. They have like 3 or 4 different game modes and like a staking mode, and they have a lot going on with it. I was looking through it. I got to play it a little bit. They had a free trial to try it out, which I took advantage of. And definitely some cool things about it. I was a little curious about how it was going to be sticky to keep people around. So it is in development still. So hopefully they can find a way to get people addicted to it and play it, which it's a common problem, and not just Web3, but the gaming industry as well, is that retention metric. So had a blast talking with them. I absolutely loved the Elon response. That was hilarious, as always. But yeah, Outlaw Troopers, and a lot still going on, as always, in the Immutable ecosystem. And if you've never...
just a shout out.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just gonna say before we move on, right now, if you are hearing this, you'll have a couple of days, maybe once you're listening to this, if you listen to it when it first comes out, to get into our Discord, join the raffle, and any NFTs you buy can be traded in. Well, you don't have to give them to us. You can just prove it in your Explorer that you purchased NFTs, and every $5 you spend on an Outlaw Trooper NFT will get you one GGXE. And very soon, in about episode 43, 44, I think we'll have a little bit more information on what the GGXE utility will be. And the only way you'll get it is by contributing to our community, like things like buying the NFTs off FGL.
Nice. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear that myself. I actually got a couple ideas. I got to get together with you, and we probably should have a powwow about this, about some stuff we can pack into the utility of our own homegrown token. Yeah.
Yep.
So, like I said, as always, tons going on Immutable. And if you've never heard this song before, it's like do 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 baby shark. It's one of the most annoying songs on the planet. And somehow, some way, Immutable is collabing with them. It's a big IP, kind of a big announcement. I guess they got a game or something like that. I was like surprised that this was even happening, and I got the wrong screen up. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, Baby Shark officially launching on Immutable. What's your thoughts on this, Rubick?
Well, you know me, I'm not massively into these types of games, but like it just looks pretty cool. Like it's not too pixelated, like to the point where I just don't like it at all, like the 70s, 80s pixelated style.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a bit more modern than that. But you can see there's farming. There's also dungeoning. You see the awesome boss fight with the shark they got on that video you're showing right now. Like it's pretty cool. So yeah, I guess it's a competitor to all the big pixels online, and this one looks way better than that though. And in Spellborn, which is rebranded as something Fable, something I think, and just games like that. So there's a lot of these games. We've actually got about 5 or 6 to cover today that are building an Immutable like this style of game. But it's like, yeah, I think, I've seen a lot of comments from parents, like just you, saying, I've never heard of Baby Shark before. You can tell that I don't have kids. Well, I didn't until months ago. We don't let him look at screens yet.
Right.
And so we're not interested we don't know any of this stuff yet. So, it's there's a lot of comments from parents saying, my kid quit this. Now you got me into it again. Like, so... Yeah, interesting. I think this is an exciting one. That's why I put it at the top. I think this is the number one pick of our podcast that we've signed in terms of a big IP.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised there was only 85,000 followers in this, but maybe it's just because they weren't looking for the game. Maybe they're just looking for the actual kids portion of it. You can complete quests, earn rewards, and explore the world. And I didn't know this, but you sent a message earlier that like there's IMx task rewards. Do you have any idea how this is going to work? Is it with Passport or what's going on with this?
I just think it's tasks at the moment, where you can do things like retweet and stuff like that to get points. So it's like a social tasks. But the thing is, it's got Immutable listed there. And, we always say that when a game has links to other chains, we wonder if, what's going to happen, So, interestingly, this game has Squid listed on its website as its sponsors. So I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is probably just one of those, free advertising for Baby Shark. But actually, you can see that they've integrated Immutable into it already. So hopefully that means that it's a genuine exclusive game on... If you scroll down, I think it is on that page. You go down a bit. You can see Squid right there. Up. Yeah, see Squid?
Mm-hmm.
There, it's right in the middle. So they don't have Immutable there. The Animoca brands, again, believe it or not. But yeah, we'll see. Like, all this one seems to be genuinely moving to Immutable, and it's got a big fanfare. I think this is a really exciting game. It's the game that Immutable's missed, like a big IP, like a Ragnarok, like it's like a Treeverse kind of style world, but more farmy style. Every chain's got a really big one of these, and we didn't until this one. So that's why I'm excited about it. And for me, that's an 89%. pumped for.
Ooh, wow.
Big.
Yeah, I seen some people on X saying that this actually looked pretty immersive and entertaining, and they would definitely check it out. I don't know. It's open world. Is it going to take up a lot of time? I have a lot of questions about it. I'm going to say I'm about 65 on this one. But
Ooh.
I am pumped about the IP part of it. But like to actually play this, I'm not so sure. So I'll go 65 though because the IP. And
Yeah, I'm like 89 because of not for me wanting to play it, for like the overall opportunity. Like we don't have any kids games really like that are this kind of kid game. Like it's really, this is a kids game where parents can get the kids introduced to blockchain, getting them in early, introduced to Immutable. I think it's a really big signing for Immutable. We'll find out. I might be wrong. It's also a massive Korean developer, so yeah.
A game that I am actually really interested. I didn't know about it until, I don't know, 48 hours ago, roughly. The Mystery Society. I've been waiting for something like this for a while. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this may have come from the B&B chain. I'm not 100% sure on that, but they're coming over to the Immutable, and it's very reminiscent to Goose Goose Duck or Among Us. And
Yeah, Among Us.
I went to try and play it last night just to get a feel for it, but it was kind of late at night, and I was not able to queue in and play it. I am trying to contact the game devs or whoever's in charge of it to see if they can somehow, some way get me into the game so I can actually play it and test it out. This is the kind of game that you can get a social engagement, and I thought this would be perfect for Gamers Galaxy to get like a game night going with some people and play this game. And I'm curious to the earning potential on this. Like, how are they structuring this, or is it just skins? Right now, you can get an Immutable skin with it. Very easy to do. You just log in with Passport, and boom, you get an Immutable skin. I got a lot of questions. And I want to see how the gameplay is and if it's fun. I was trying to get the website to pop up, and it's not now for some reason. Let me try and reload it. Have you had any thoughts or chance to look into this at all?
Yeah, I went and minted the skin, but also minted my profile. Do you know you can do that as well?
No, I did not.
So yeah, so you can, when you're in there, you can mint your skin, that little Immutable skin. When you set up your profile, if you go to inventory, is it up the top there? I think it is. Yeah. So once you set your character up, you can hit. Is it profile on the right? If you go down below, it says in game. There's below the man. There's a thing that says in-game and profile.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So once you finish with it, you can mint it right now. It becomes an NFT, and it goes into your passport. Like you can see it there in your passport, exactly what you create. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I made a Immutable Donald Trump. That was what I did.
Yeah, this was the guy I made yesterday. I thought I had different hair color though. I thought I did. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with it. Yeah, that's what I had. I'm just gonna try it out. Boom.
You can mint it, and it's there. So it's a social deduction style game. Very similar to Among Us. It's high society or ancient. The early 1900s English style dress and attire and theme. And it's I believe it's playable now, but it's just beta. But they're pushing at the end of June, to July for more gameplay and stuff. I believe they were on Polygon, I believe, and then moved to ZK EVM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It reminded me of what little video I was able to see. It reminded me of the board game Clue. I don't know if you have that in Australia or not, but there's a person, a weapon, a room, and you got to kind of play detective once somebody kills somebody.
Yeah.
So
it's called Cluedo in Australia.
What's that?
It's called Cluedo in Australia.
Oh, is it?
D-O. Yeah.
Oh, did not know that. Interesting.
Yeah, that's the style of game. Personally, it's not my style of game, but because of the social aspect to it and getting involved with a games night on Immutable with a bit of fun, like you can see the examples of people. One of the girls said that she got killed by someone, and then the person that killed her convinced her that it was the different color that killed her. Mm-hmm. It wasn't. He saw it, and it wasn't his color, and she believed him, and ended up being him being the one that killed her. So, it's like a lot of fun can be had in that. So it'd be interesting to see how they incorporate tokens with it. But yeah, this is the number 2 pick for me this month of the Immutable announced games.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm gonna say, because of the social possibilities and what we can do this in Gamers Galaxy, I'm about an 85, wanting to get more into this one, and hoping my hopes don't get too high in a letdown. So we'll have to see, though, for sure. Where are you at on wanting to play this?
60%. And I think you should get, what's his name? Your mate who likes these type of games from Big Brother.
Oh,
Capone.
Yeah. Well, he's pretty picky on games, so I got to vet this out first. He's pretty picky.
Right.
So, but yeah, that was the Mystery Society. Definitely want to check that out. Next up, we've got Revolve Games. This has been out since like 2021. 65k followers. Third person format, completing missions to level up and earn RPG tokens. This one I couldn't tell. It's for sure 2 games, but I was wondering if it was a third game.
Yeah, it's 3.
Yeah, and you can only
but
play...
the website...
You can only see one right now. They got the MMORPG, this one right here. And then here's the one that you can actually see.
Yeah.
This is Bones and Blade. I guess
the
you can
TCG,
play...
yeah? Yeah.
Well, it's dice and trading cards. So there's some randomness to it, I think, with the dice.
Yeah. Start the idle clicker, get funding from doing it, build out there's the Pylon and Celestium, Pylon Defense. Yeah, so Celestium is one game, right. MMORPG, open world exploration, and I did a fair bit of research on these 2 titles. So because they're really like ambitious, and the description of like live ops with real people, so they're going to pay human beings to do things. So instead of saying AI and getting $1 million in funding, they've advertised that they're going to have humans spawn events and things like that in the open world. So there's Celestium, the MMORPG, that you run around, you defend your land, you can attack land, you set up armies and have NPCs and real people, and have PvP or PvE, and it's a very, very ambitious game. From the sounds of it, it sounds like a huge job to build. This is not just a couple of years build. This is like a 5-year build. I'm not sure about the chain. 65,000 followers on Celestium and on the Revolve Games. Mm-hmm. This Revolve Games is a pretty high profile game developer, Web2 game developer, I believe. But Pylon Defense is the wave shooter, like Shutdown, but third person. So you choose to defend a pylon, it's like missions rather than being open world. You go to this map and with a PvE co-op with 4 people and defend your pylon, and if you defend it you get resources, which I think can be taken into the MMORPG. So kind of like Illuvium with so with the 3-way kind of, I think all games tie into each other in some way. I haven't really looked into Bones and Blade, but yeah, interesting. I think Celestium is really ambitious, and for that reason, I'm only pumped for it for 50% because I love this. I don't think it's coming anytime soon, and if it is, then wow, they've been building in stealth for 4 years, or it's going to be garbage if it's less.
Well, yeah, I kind of want to see the Pylon Defense one, but I couldn't find any video for it. But I was able to find a little. This is cinematics for. Or no, that is for Pylon Defense. Okay, that's the cinematics for that. Then I didn't find any video for the MMORPG, but there is video for Bones and Blade, which is right here. We kind of showed that already, though. Yeah, I'm a little concerned that they've been building since 2021. But hey, and the other thing too, they're doing multiple games.
That's good to me. If they're building since 21, that's only 3 years. Building, they've probably got 2 more years to go. Like a really good MMORPG with multiplayer. They're building Destiny. They did Celestium. They compared to a combination of Destiny. I don't know if you know what Destiny is.
Yep.
And Cyberpunk. So 2 massive games that took more than 5 years to build each. AAA studios. So if you're trying to build something like that like the Destiny world in a cyberpunk kind of style world, then you're literally either going to build garbage or take 5 years. So if you told me 2019 has it been building since, I would have been more happy than 2021 or 23.
Right. I am noticing a trend. A lot of these games, they're doing multiple game modes right off the bat. I've noticed that a lot lately. So I'm probably I'm gonna say I'm about 65. Looking forward to all of these games coming out.
I'm 10%. I'm 10% on Bone and Blades, mate. I'm not interested at all.
Yeah.
A little click paper rock scissors style game. It's literally just glorified paper rock scissors game. I'm not interested. Yeah, but Pylon Defense sounds like a lot of fun to do with 4 people, and if you've got time to build an MMORPG, like build an empire and go out and try and dominate, that could be a lot of fun. It's kind of like Valorok, I'd say, from what our community might know, but more cyberpunk futuristic space rather than dinosaur land, so and you get land, you can upgrade it and defend it, sort of thing as well. So yeah, I'm excited about it, to be honest with you, but I just think it's too ambitious. Unless I couldn't see that these guys have got the funding to build this game. So maybe I'm wrong. If someone comes out to me and goes, look, these guys have got $100 million in the bank, that will go up to 80% for both those games.
Cool.
I think.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, we got World Dypians, I believe. I'm guessing Dypians. Don't know if I'm butchering the name. If I am, I apologize. 70,000 followers. I did notice that they ponied up and got the gold check mark. Did you notice that?
I don't know, man. All I know is that I found this on the Immutable Play Store, Play website, and I've added it in there because it's on that site. But then since then, they're on B&B chain. They advertise B&B on every second post that they pin. They're also doing something with Scale and Multiverse X.
Yep.
And so my pump, I have no more research. I saw all that. I can't be bothered spending any more time worrying about this. Pump 4, 0%. Not interested in multi-chain games like this anymore.
Yeah, it's on the Epic download to go check it out. I went and looked. It's very open worldish. I couldn't tell if it's an MMO or what, but they're claiming an all-in-one platform, metaverse, DeFi, NFTs, business development, all in one platform. It seems like too much all at once for me when I was like. And then they've got their game modes is one of the big ones. I think this is the big one, which is kind of confusing, is a treasure hunt mode. And it appears in this treasure hunt mode, you can earn B&B rewards, SKL rewards, which is scale core rewards, or Viction rewards. So I'm assuming it's like you're running around looking for treasure somehow. You probably have to do some fighting here and there, and you have the ability to earn tokens. How does that work exactly? I don't know. They definitely do have a leaderboard. They also have some other game modes, Dragon Runes, Golden Pass, Puzzle Madness, and Critical Hit. What do they do? I don't know. I couldn't figure much about them. And they also have something called CAWS, CAWS NFTs, and there's these cat PFPs. So they've got stuff all over the place. It just seemed like a lot, and I was just like, holy smokes, I don't even know where to start with this. So I was a bit overwhelmed with it. I'm kind of with you on this. I'm at a 10 pump for it because I'm kind of overwhelmed and I don't have enough information.
I don't mind the multi-genre, the multi-use case, like the IP building, because as a gamer, I've said this before, I think to you about 100 times probably, that the habit of a gamer is get a game, play it for 2 months, and then move on to the next game. So what's the point of owning anything you buy? Like, unless there's longevity in owning that thing. So like Bone and Blade, like that creepy little clicker, if that was the only game that company was building, their stuff would be worth nothing. But because they're building an open world live ops game with another game of that building with the same technology that they can use to build another little side game, people get the impression that their tokens and their NFTs are going to have long-term value because of what they're building. And that's why I think you see, like, in the last 2 months, the games that Immutable signed, most of them have more than one. Not all of them, obviously, or they have more than one. If they don't have a long-term view of the game for like an MMO, they've got multiple game modes. If you haven't noticed that being a bit of a trend lately.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, I was just talking about that in the last one, that I'm seeing multiple things to do in the games, which is kind of good, but I've got some more thoughts on that later with all these different games and stuff like that. Next up, we've got Devomon, 76,000 followers. It's an anime RPG. It reminded me a lot. Oh, let me switch my tab over. It reminded me a lot of an open world Pokemon, maybe kind of like Alluvium. It just looking at these trailers here and what's going on, I was just like, this looks and smells like Pokemon to me. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's a Pokemon clone. We've talked about these guys before. I think it was in a rumor a couple of weeks ago, and now it's officially announced by Immutable. So, yeah, so we don't need to go into too much detail about it because we already spoke about it. But it's again. What I wanted to definitely add it though is that there was a pin somewhere I saw of their ecosystem. So they're doing another like IP. Like they've got animes coming. They've got 3 or 4 games. They've just released a game yesterday on Telegram. That's been a really big trend lately. This Telegram clicker games. And so they're building a Pokemon style IP again, not just a single game. And like it's even and one of those games is where Immutable is going to be the NFTs is on Immutable. The tokens are going to be on Beam. I'm pretty pumped for this game, but it's Pokemons aren't my style of game, so I think it's good for Immutable fans because they love this type of game. So I'm pumped for it for 60%.
Okay, yeah, I'm probably about 45 on this. It's not necessarily my style of game, but I definitely can see the potential in it for sure. Yeah, and that was the confirmed one. These are confirmed by Immutable. Next up, we're going into our self-announced ones. This is so. Is this Tribe or Trib 3? How would you pronounce this one?
I assume it's Tribe.
Yeah, so, I figured, but it does look like a 3. I don't know, So,
yeah. It's the old wherever there's an E, let's put a 3 so we can be cool. Web 3 Tribe, So.
Yeah, this is a third-person shooter. I thought the graphics were pretty decent on this one. Let me see if Elon's gonna blow my face off with this. Nope, he didn't. Thank God. All right, yeah. So I thought the graphics were pretty decent. Third-person shooter. Only 103 followers. I was shocked at that. The cinematic that went along with this, I thought I was gonna fall asleep. It was like it was the most boring cinematic I think I've ever seen. I don't know what they were going for there, but I guess, and they also have like a pit brawl game. I don't know what that is exactly, but I've seen that as well. Did you find anything else on this one?
I didn't do too much effort on it, but they did have 13,000 followers on their studio LinkedIn X profile. So
I see it now. Yeah, Flux Point Studios. Yeah.
Yeah, so they got. I saw that as well. Wow, only 104. This game. I think this game's live as well. I might be wrong. I found it hard to find information, and I just went moving on here because it's another. How many games like this are coming out, mate?
Yeah,
there's just so many, mate. There's so many. Like everyone's trying to get their shooter. And it's not the most commonly played game shooters. Like they're huge in America. Americans love it, but the rest of the world, they don't play shooters as much as America does. Some in Europe, but Asians play more strategical, action-based games.
Right.
And Europe's a mixed, and North Americans play shooters. But it's I think there's gonna be just like the mon category, and just like the pixelated category, and just like the shooter. Even on Immutable, they're flooded. Just like let alone the whole of Web3, let alone the whole of gaming. So it's
right.
Mate, it's a hard industry to crack, this gaming industry, isn't it? So
Yeah, that's gonna tie into my final thoughts of the day too. So what you're just saying there. So, but yeah, this next one, I was not really. Oh, what were you pumped for this last one? I forgot to ask that.
just 25%.
Yeah, I'm probably about the same, 25%. Not really too big into shooters unless it's something like Shutdown, something like that. That's more my style. But this next one here, Eternal Hearts, 1,000 followers, MMORPG. It's got old school cartoony graphics.
I like them.
Yeah, I had a feeling that you would like that. I know you like this style of graphics. I'm not really necessarily against graphics. I thought I had some video footage somewhere.
If you go to their website, they've got some pretty cool graphics.
Maybe that's what it was. I remember seeing it.
So it looks like it's getting on mobile.
The
top ones are just the top ones. I got excited for. If you go up, but that's just like AI generated art. But then they got down to the bottom, and this is the actual gameplay. And I actually like this stuff. It's not cookie cutter. It's not the same as everything else, you know. So that's why I like it, because it's unique. It's very very cartoony, very kiddie style, and yeah, I think it's we've got a lot of hope because they have got a point of differentiation.
There it is. Okay. I knew there was a video somewhere of it. So yeah, that's it right there. Yeah, I didn't really see a whole lot of information on it besides what was here, but yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know what's going to be the next big hit. So we'll have to see and keep our eye on this one. And this one, was this the one I didn't? There was 40, one I wasn't.
40%. I'm pumped for that. What are you?
I'm gonna go 35% on that one. For
less than 1,000 followers as well.
Yep,
it's crazy.
Exactly. That was like, when you see that, you're like, what is going on? How do you have that little? But hey, who knows? Maybe it's just unknown. Next one up is Farmine Land. This reminded me of there was a Wolf game out a year or two ago. When I've seen this, I was like, is this the Wolf game but all over again? But I don't. But then I looked at the video of it. It's kind of got that top-down Knights Grimoire or Looper Lands kind of feel. Maybe a little bit better graphics and a little bit more going on. Let's see. 50 followers, top-down RPG. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got on this one so far.
So they're having a mint soon too, a land sale. So it's funny that it's called Farmine Land. So it's like, does that mean it's farm and mine on land? Is that what the play in the words is?
Could
like
be
a farm and a mine, and so you collect resources from your land and then use them to do things and go out and trade and fight and stuff. Yeah,
I would think so. Considering it's got the basically farm style animals in the background, especially in their title. You got chicken and a pig. Yeah, I think it's a play on words for sure. Yeah, not really my big style game. I'm only maybe like 20% pumped for this one. How about you?
10%. My point is that there's so many of these games styles coming out on crypto, let alone Immutable. Like there's so many. Like there's like been 20 announced in the last 3 months, like this pixelated style game. So
right.
Do they need a big audience to succeed? What do they need? Do they just need 1,000 people to buy land and then they're good to go? Because they wouldn't have a big development team and big development costs at least. So that's why these games probably can survive a little bit longer and without there's more of them can survive, because games like the one we spoke about before, it would take 100 devs 5 years to build. That's what the one that I was, the Celestium, what they've described on their white paper that I did prepare for. It would take 5 years, 100 devs. Right. So if they do something good, with these little games, they can 3 devs and they can and maybe someone that does 2 jobs as half dev, half something else, like art as well. So it's kind of like we'll see how these go. Yeah,
this next one here. This one, I was like, what is going on? GameVerse talking here. Thrilled to announce partnership with Immutable. Yeah. Revolutionize the future of Web3. Yeah, we'll see. Everybody says that. But, yeah. There was, what did I want to show on this one? They have 3 different games. Bless Global has 30,000 followers. It's an open world MMORPG with PvP and PvE. They have Ancient Global, another MMORPG, open world, 70,000 followers. And Sword and Magic World, interesting title, MMORPG open world with 18,000 followers. A lot of MMORPGs here, and I was trying to find where...
The same dev. Are they like a GameVerse?
So you
could you get any more cringe on your friggin' name? Yeah.
You can see how they have the different titles here, so you can go to each one from their main. There's the Ancient World.
Yeah.
There's the Sword of Magic World, and
they're all similar graphics too.
Yeah,
why not? Similar graphics, similar gameplay. Where they just made the same thing and changed the theme a little bit on each one, and just like pumping them out. Like makes sense if you can get away with it and get actual people playing them. So kind of like the construction companies here in Australia. They bought the big ones, buy all the smaller ones as well, and then just go into pitch for the work. And it doesn't matter who wins, that company still wins because they own all the construction companies. So it's like we own all the MMORPGs. So which one are you going to play? It doesn't matter. We're going to win.
There was one in particular. I'm trying to think which one it was. Maybe it was Bless Global.
I think it was Bless.
Yeah, this stuff like that. I mean, that's not the gameplay, obviously, but like this one, I was actually somewhat interested in. This one right here, but I need to see more. I need more information. And one company with 3 games.
The Ancient one, the Ancient World.
Let me go to that one.
I saw the graphics, and if you go to the website and then click on Ancient World and then click on the bit thing at the top, it'll. You scroll down, you can see that little game features tab, and you can scroll one more further down. Yeah, okay. If you scroll, you kick a little arrow to the right there, you can see. You see that's in-game graphics. Those pictures on the left and right of like not the pictures inside the squares. There, that's the in-game. Looks pretty cool, and there's also flying in the world, so it's not like it's like like GOG where you just auto battle. It's you can fly around the world and get into battles, it's not just sit in position and attack. Maybe it goes into a like a GOG like fixed position once you hit attack. Mm-hmm. But there is an open world to it that you can run around in, which is cool. So they're pretty big developer, these guys, apparently. So they've built 3 MMOs, so they definitely know how to build games.
Yeah, it's another multi-game feature, but it's kind of they're doing the same thing over and over again. That's their little bit different way they're doing it, but interesting to see at least. I don't know how pumped I am for this because one, I do not have time for an MMORPG, so I'm probably gonna be a 10 just because I don't have the time to sink into MMORPGs. But it could be good. How about you?
On 30% because they're pretty cool graphics and they'll get players, but not for me.
Right. And speaking of companies and doing multiple games, Equilibrium Games, I believe this is the one with six different games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have 6 games they're working on. All going to are they all going to Immutable or just one of them? Or I'm going to go to their webpage and show these off.
So, 2 of the games, X Alpha Strike and Tango Down, from a company called Junglecraft Games. Mm-hmm. And the other 4 are from Equilibrium. Crusade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So 4 of them from Equilibrium Games, and 2 of them are from a third party. Jungle. Bushido, I think it is, in Tango. Mm-hmm. X Alpha Strike and Tango.
And this is the one I think you liked, X Crusaders.
Yeah, man, that looks really cool. Like it's a RTS, but medieval style where you build up your castle, you build up your lands, or you got to learn how to strategically take down attack the enemy, get them conquer their castle. Mm-hmm. There's lots of people who love those kind of games. They're very hard to get right though. There's if they're not perfect, they become very linear. There's just one way to beat it all the time, sort of thing. So you've got to really, but you got to, if you make it too random, it gets too frustrating, because it becomes, so you got to get between just enough amount of luck that makes you need to change your mind quickly enough to not to be able to to feel like you're able to make an impact. Otherwise, it just do this and repeat over and over and over again, or it's the other way around. And so that's why I really don't put a lot of time in these games anymore, because I find it very hard to find games to get that balance right.
Right.
But that looks cool.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, it's hard for me to be pumped for this because I don't know which game I would be playing. But if I gotta be pumped in general and pick something, I'll probably, they got 6 games. One of them's got to be good. I'll go 40%. I'm pumped on one of these somewhere. It's got a 1 in 6 chance of piquing my interest, so I'll go 40% on this one.
Well, what I know about them so far is that there's a World of Equilibrium, which is a MMORPG, and then there's a Blight of Wrath, which looks similar, that it's built, but it's more of an adventure style hack and slash game, action-based game, so it's less, probably more linear. Then there's that Tango, which is a shooter, X Alpha Strike, which is a shooter, X Crusaders, which is that RTS, and Bushido, which is the an action fighting game, I believe. And so they were building on XRP, and these guys are huge. These are not a small company, I don't believe. I think they're pretty big, from memory. And is it Equilibrium? I'm not sure if it's Equilibrium, or I'm getting confused with another massive studio. So I wonder if this is...
They probably were building on XRP. My buddy King Solomon, he was super stoked about this announcement. I seen him post on it, so he's real big in the XRP. It probably was building on XRP. I don't know.
They've still got it on their profile. So
yeah,
if you click on I think it's going to be on both, but they've mentioned Passport somewhere as well. So I think this could be a Nexus chain. This is what my guess is. Potential anyway. So
yeah,
this is XRP's general purpose, not right for games. It's not built for games. You come along in Immutable, it's got all these extra tools, all the Passport, all this stuff that's completely designed for games. Marketplace is set up, everything, and you're just like, what? And I have to build all this stuff myself, but I can come in Immutable and they've built it all for me. It's just what's happening, mate. It's pretty clear what's happening.
Right.
So yeah. I want to talk about that as well in my final
right
thing. So make sure you remind me if I forget, because I've got spaghetti head, goldfish brain.
Yeah. So we're moving along here at a nice pace.
I just want to say I'm really pumped for this. Sorry to cut you off again. For this one, Equilibrium Games, I'm pretty pumped for it. This is a massive one. I think 85%.
Oh wow. Okay.
For the whole signing, there's going to be 1 or 2 massive winners in these games, I believe.
Nice, very nice. Yeah. Next up, this one made me laugh. Meme Alliance. It's a game. Looks like a third-person shooter. Game modes include free-for-all, team deathmatch, CTF, conquest, rush, which is you're planting a bomb. But the funny part is they're uniting all the meme coin communities. I've seen popular memes in their characters running around and fighting, like Pepe the Frog. There was a Dogelon, which would be like Dogecoin. I think I've seen a Shiba in there, and it just made me laugh. Points to them for making me laugh. I don't know if it's going to be a great game or not. I do like to laugh, so yeah. I don't think let me see if I can go to their website here. Meme Alliance. There it is. I thought I had that tab up and I didn't. Oh, it looks like you can play it now too. I did not see that before.
Looks all right. Graphics, isn't it? Not bad from that picture.
Is that Elmo?
Better than that screenshot.
Like
Some
Elmo.
kind of meme. Is it? I don't know. I actually didn't have time to look this one up, but
I didn't know Elmo was a meme. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was gonna make.
I'm sure there's an Elmo token.
Okay, look at it.
It is Elmo.
Yeah,
that's brilliant. Yeah, that could make it work because it's something different, But Yeah, there's one other game. I think I sent you a message DM if you want to move on to the next one. But yeah, 50% for this one.
Yeah, I'm probably 40% at this one because I'm not sure, but yeah, 232 followers. Something about having a virtual council, and the Ashara Studios. It looked like they had already built or had some ties to the sandbox game. And I have it in my notes. Not much info in this one. What do you have?
Yeah, I don't know much info as well. It's hard to find. I spent 2-3 minutes trying to find information, and I was like, nah, I can't find it. So just thought we'd mention it. It was it was being announced by them a long time ago, but we didn't see it until now. So I think Immutable responded to their message. You know, sometimes the Immutable guy or the social media person goes through the received messages, you know, or the tags like once a week or something and responds because it was like real late response to this one. But yeah, another pixelated game by the look of it, so we'll see what it is when it comes out, once we get more information on it.
Yeah, and that was all the
That's a lot of
self-announced. There's a lot of self-announced this week, and we're into the rumor mill, and I'm gonna let you take over the rumor mill here, and I will try to keep up with the tabs. I just gotta find my place now.
I haven't prepared at all. I've just got, these are just like shoot from the hip. This is my source. There's already 5 more that are from my source, and they normally are 80. I'm at about 80%. After about a month, about 80% what that person says is coming on. There's been a few like side left field shots, you know, that have just put us on our toes. But this one, Crypto Fighters, looks like another, you know, kind of like, what's it called? The games you like, the fighting games. And then
yeah, I can't think of the name.
like there's been a couple coming on Immutable recently too, like Awaken that we had the other week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then there's Variants, which looks like a first-person shooter. Is it? Free to play action roguelite. That's actually not a first-person shooter. Infomon. It's another Pokemon game, is it? Another one on Immutable.
Mm-hmm.
This is all, but these are rumors, remember? So I'm not sure.
Right.
Half Wish. Yeah, it's a PvP roguelite as well. Inspired by poker, that tests your ability to bluff. Interesting, real pixelated, simple games. These ones. Pocket Forest. That's a little farming game. So yeah, mobile. Let's see how my hit rate is with these ones. It'd be interesting to see. But that's a lot of games. That's like 20 games again, 25 games. So.
Right. Yeah. And what they say, 64 coming out total this year or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
64 launching
yeah.
on ZK EVM this year. So
yeah,
that's a lot.
This came out not too long ago. Immutable is officially live on Squid. I don't know a lot about Squid. I just know it's a bridging service, and they are being used to bridge over from the XLR network over to Immutable. The XR network has 200,000 followers, which is a nice number. How many of those are actually participating, we don't know, but hey, it's got to be some on there. And they have 64 chains, and those 64 chains are going to be able to be bridged over to Immutable via Squid. So the hope is more volume, because that is something that has to happen. And any thoughts on that, Rubick?
Yeah, I've seen that when you're on the toolkit, it's going to be built into toolkit. So right now, when you click layer swap, like when you click fast bridge, yeah, it just automatically goes to layer swap. That one, it's going to have an option to choose layer swap or Squid in the toolkit eventually. So that'll be pretty soon. That's why I want to talk about it, because I saw it in a demo, and so I went, oh, that could be cool.
Yeah, I'll have to make sure I use it just in case they incentivize airdrops for using it. I try to use a little bit on every swap or bridge or whatever, just in case down the road they say, hey, we're doing an airdrop. You never know. But you got to participate in that stuff.
These guys are the guys that have built Immutable's bridge at the moment. So until the Zika EVM goes live, then this is the temporary bridge that's in place. The proof of stake temporary bridge is what are built by these guys.
Oh, cool. Did not know that.
Yeah.
Good info. Good info. So, yeah, that was our non-gaming projects build on Immutable, and we're at our segment of what's your highlight of the week that you got going on? You've had a lot of lowlights. You got a highlight.
I don't know. I didn't put it in there because there's not been anything really stood out this week, has there? And I literally, I'm gonna be honest, I forgot to come back and fill it in with something. But
well, you've been very sick, but you're still alive. You're still alive, so that's a highlight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mum bought a new car, and she's gone through cancer and debilitating health since 20 years now, and she hasn't been able to work because of that. And so she's been on, we have lots of good benefits in Australia for unwell people, and she's come into some money and just went and bought herself a brand new car, which means she can drive a lot more comfortable now, and and she's just really happy. And so I went and saw her for the first time in a while on the weekend because my partner's away, and just saw her happy, being able to bypass some pain through movement, through being mobile again.
Good. Awesome. Good news.
That's my highlight. What about, did you have a highlight of the week?
Yeah. I'm feeling better in general. My shoulder's been a little bit off. I kind of pushed myself too hard with the weights, and it's been about 3 weeks, but I feel like it's starting to come back, and hopefully in a week or so I should be able to start lifting with my arms again, because I miss lifting with my arms. I've been doing a lot of legs and core work, and my daughter, she turned 16 yesterday, and she's able to drive. She's the last of my 3 kids that wasn't able to drive, and she could drive now, so that was kind of cool. And so those were my highlights of the week.
Very cool, man.
Yeah, and right back into Immutable news, Loot Rush Games. This is very cool because it gives you the ability to rent out your NFTs for any game on Passport per their claim. So I haven't had a chance to try this yet. I know Strong Hands in the community, he's been using this for Guild of Guardians assets. Have you had a chance to test this at all, Loot Rush?
No, I forgot to do it.
Yeah, I wanted to, but cool. I forgot to.
Pretty cool that you can,
you
can,
definitely need to check it out, because that's a big deal. It's like that's already integrated with Passport. Any NFTs you got, you can just go out and rent them if you want. That's a real nice feature, and definitely gonna have to check that out for sure. Next up, we've got Chalk River. Boy, they just keep coming up. We just seem like to always be talking about them. I don't know where you're going with this, but you had on there, they're helping out with funding your wallet. So if they're going to give me money, is that what you're saying?
It's just done a little write-up on how to fund your wallet. So because Immutable, because Immutables, isn't the strongest with this kind of stuff. Their partners are doing it for them. So yeah, it's a pretty cool one. You can see how to move stuff to the Immutable wallet through this thing. But ultimately, there's a lot easier ways now to get, lots of people The problem is, everyone that got excited about Immutable launching went and tried it and couldn't get IMx, got stuck, all this kind of stuff onto the chain, and it just caused their first impressions last. And they're the same story. I saw Travis, the Ronin junkie, that him and our friend Ansel, that are Ronin, Ronin riders, and their biggest complaint about Immutable has been it's easy to use. And then they both try it to do these tokens and have to get 20 IMx into the chain, and you don't have a bridge. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and there's like, how, what, like, but that's it's kind of like a whinge, but it's not. It's just that's just one of the areas Immutable are weak in, and so they can't be strong at everything. And that's obviously is one of the areas I need to work on, and on knowing when to release stuff. Like that should have been out in day one. This stuff that makes it getting IMx onto Immutable easy should have been out day one. It should not have released the KVM to the public until then.
Yeah, I think you're right on
And
that one.
these if Vendetta Games wouldn't have had to have done this if that was the case.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why they're doing that, because they're trying to get people to buy their NFTs. No one can get their stuff onto Immutable ZKVM. No one knows how to do it, so that they've got to write a massive article on on all the options for you.
Right.
So it's kind of like a bit sad.
Yeah. This next one here, IMx Center. You're gonna have to help me with this one. This was kind of a late ad, and I don't know much about this one, so I'm gonna lean on you for this one for sure.
Yeah, this one is this one's crazy, because I always thought this when you transfer on Immutable X, not on ZKVM, you can transfer NFTs anywhere to anywhere for free. Like just the Immutable platform does it, and they don't get any protocol fee or nothing. It's just transferred, and the cost is bared by Immutable. So there is a cost, a very small cost, but there is a cost to put it onto the chain, onto a little bit of the information onto Ethereum. So they're bundling that up, into groups of things. So it's not like one Ethereum cost to move a transfer a token, but they might do 50, depending on how busy it is, So this guy, what he's built is a peer-to-peer marketplace. So you can go in and you have to trust this guy. He's only got 96 followers on the chain. So I don't know how much I trust the guy, but you can buy and sell NFTs on his platform, but bypass all fees. So there's no protocol fee, no seller fee, there's no taker fee, there's no what's it called?
Arbitrage.
Creator fee. It's because you're just doing a transfer, you're not doing a sale. So it's not hitting the protocol. It's not hitting the API to transfer. You're just doing it. You're trusting this guy as a middleman. You transfer your tokens to him, and he or she, and someone wants to buy that token, he will then send it to them once he receives the money and send it back to you. And then I'm assuming he takes a small fee for himself. But yeah, he's using the transfer feature on Immutable X to bypass all the fees, which is interesting.
Interesting, yeah. I might have to just check that out just to test it and see how it goes.
Be careful, man. Use a burner.
Yeah, no, I would use a different wallet. I would send something to a different wallet and then try it.
Yeah. But I think that might get shut down, and they can put out a block on their IP on the contract address. I'm pretty certain. So, maybe not, because you could just constantly create wallets to do it.
Yeah.
And Immutable would be like cat and mouse. So interesting to see if that, because that would be, enforced royalties down the gurgler for on the X chain. On Immutable X, that'd be on ZKVM. They could definitely put a hold on that because of the pure block approval contracts. Then
Awesome.
You won't accept the smart contract without without your approval.
Gotcha.
Whitelist.
So I thought there was some controversy with Storm Warfare about them not getting their tournament out on time, or am I mistaken on that?
Yeah, there's a few people upset that they weren't great at communication when they released, but the guys are just head down trying to build. They've botched up something with the contracts and stuff. So, but it's all good now. It's ready. The tournament's going to go ahead. 24th is the ticket sales. 28th is the tournament start.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just 10 days away from the tournament starting. It's 50,000 IMx and Jan token as well, based on how many entries they get. So that is a lot of tokens, man. Back on the old $3 days, that was 150 grand. It's only about 75 grand right now.
Right.
And dropping.
Is that for? You're gonna have to help me on this one. I can't remember. Is this for participating or is this for buying NFTs?
That 50K is the tournament, the mega tournament. So you will be in the running to win 50,000 NFT IMx tokens, and I assume the first person will get 10 or 15.
Right.
That's a big prize pool.
I'm gonna have to jump into this and learn the game real quick because I would like to participate in it and maybe get a few tokens.
Yeah. And the game's downloadable on Epic Games now, so it's not as painful. I'm not sure why they're not on, and they're on their passport as well. They are on the passport.
Yep.
So, but the passport just links to their website. You can get if you want to use a downloader, you can use Epic Games.
Gotcha. And you've got up here something about Embersword failed TGE. I heard something about it, but I don't know anything about it, so you're going to have to fill me in on this one. Something like, was it? I heard something about this.
They did a TGE right at the end of I saw about 5 exact copy and paste from influencers that normally get paid to advertise TGEs, yeah. So just the usual influencer mafia that think they're really important, and but they got it wrong because they did 80 million FTV and only got $29,000 or something. I don't know exactly how it worked, but they had a really underperformance. They only had Immutable advertise it once, and they advertised it twice, and that's all. No, and there's so many comments from people going, "What? They got a token? I didn't know about that." So by not doing a campaign and paying people to advertise for them, it's cost them big time, and it made them look silly. And Immutable again looks silly because they allow They don't look. The haters don't look at all the successes on Immutable. They just look for these things that happen. Look, it's Immutable. I got a message from a guy that said Ronan. He loves Embersword actually. He defends Embersword, and he's like, he used this as an example of how Immutable's is not like it's proof that he's right, that the chain matters, and that the chain needs to be a publisher and needs to lead this stuff. But he doesn't say that when Illuvium has one of the biggest gaming non wash traded NFTs totals in the world. That's on Immutable X as well, and he doesn't say, "Oh, look at that one's." Just forget that one, don't accept Illuvium. This one's failed, so it's Immutable's fault, and that's what why I wanted to talk about it, because they did botch it. They didn't do a great job. They didn't advertise. I'm not sure what their angle was and what they thought was going to happen, but they didn't. They really had a really bad token generation event. It was quite bad.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't know they had a token either. So that they definitely did not get the word out for sure. So
yeah, they could have come to us and said, "Hey, you're an Immutable community with 550 gamers. Would you like to advertise to your community about this token?" And we go, "Yeah, we could do that for you."
Yeah, we definitely could.
Don't understand. Yep. So well, at least would have done more than 29 grand. I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
Just our community.
Right. And where? Oh, my Rubick. Oh, I lost my Rubick tweet. There's been Karate Combat. You know. So let me get you up here. We're going to be talking about Rubick shorts. What do you got for this week on your shorts? Across the Ages, Heroes Legacies, a major tournament that has huge success with huge following, huge prize pool, plus lots of people going to the live event. You saw the videos of their live event. It was awesome. People crying and stuff. It was a raging success, but there's no gamers on Immutable. That's back again. We're 1 year later, back to it. I haven't played much of the card game because I don't know. I never got my head around it. It was way too hard to learn for my level of brains and desired effort. But it was one of the biggest successes, I reckon, in crypto live events. So not outside of the Philippines. So that's pretty cool. Champions TCGs launched on Immutable. Their sales going now. Outlaw Troopers is launching on the 27th, and their sales going now. We talked about that earlier at the start of the episode. And Passport now indicates there's 14 live games on their games profile. So it's up from 12 to 14 just recently. Nice.
So their games are coming.
And
that's all.
Yeah, that's Rubick Shorts there. And I know this next part is your favorite part, where we talk about what is pissing us off. And I'm going to let you go first because I'm going to be piggybacking on yours this week.
Yeah. Well, we've already had this Jonah Blake guy roasted from us before. Not big fans of him. Well, I'm not. And you got blocked from him, didn't you? And so it's he says controversial things for the sake of making money. Like, he actually asked it once in a poll: should I say the truth and make less money, or just engagement farm, like write stuff to make money? And then it ended up saying, yeah, the money's more important. So this is the kind of person holding back this, and then he's got like following from like projects, and he's got respect for some reason. He doesn't, but it comes down to he just doesn't understand code. The guy doesn't understand technology, and that's where his ignorance comes from. Like, the comments he says, he just doesn't understand what a developer does and how they go about it, and the challenges and the process and all that kind of thing, because he thinks it's like building a house. You get a design and you go and build it, and it's not how coding works. You get a general design, but you get a guide on how to approach certain problems, not do this exact thing here. Yeah? And so everyone has to come up, and therefore things can go wrong, and you have to reiterate, and you have to go back, say that didn't work, come back, and you got to do a thing called tech debt maintenance. So you've built stuff that didn't really work for the long-term plan, so you have to go and rebuild it again. So there's so much to coding that people like him don't understand. And there's another guy commented today about, Embersword, like an influencer, a paid influencer who's just announced that they want to become an advisor to game studios, and he's sitting there saying, look at Embersword 4 years ago versus Embersword now. And in that time, Embersword's built their own engine. They've gone from Unity, an established engine that's got amazing graphics engine behind it, so that it's just cut and paste pretty much, drop down menus to get that, versus building their own entire engine from scratch. And that is the hardest part of game development. Absolutely, without a doubt, the hardest, technically challenging, and it's going to take iteration after iteration after iteration. And you're not going to worry about the graphics of your game until you get the engine physics right, until you get all the kind of movement and all that kind of stuff that can be replicated. And then you can build on top of that. And that's just, being a developer, I wish I wasn't a developer in Web3, because I see these comments all the time and just go, shut up, you effing idiot. You don't have a clue what you're talking about. Just shut up, you moron, And there's just so much gaslighting and so much fake everything in Web3 at the moment. It's just a bunch of fake people that think they know what they're talking about. They've got absolutely no clue what they're actually on about, and just winging it. That's what I feel it is. I don't think that. I absolutely know that from the comments and my knowledge of development and from where I am in my life. So yeah, it's been pissing me off this week. That's been really grinding my gears, and actually really starting to make me think, do I want to be in this space anymore? To be honest with you, I've really, really started to think, and this is where it's driven from. And I think that's pretty stupid of me, I know, but it just bugs me. It's just seeing these people with credibility, or so-called credibility, making these stupid comments that just are so dumb, and then everyone just laps it up like they're yeah, man, yeah. Like, it's just so annoying. Anyway, that's it. I'm over it. Moving on.
All right. So
yeah. Ran over.
Mine will be quick and concise. This whole fiasco we went from how do we get into the Web 2 space, who absolutely hates this Web 3 space, to infighting. And it's just counterproductive. Like, we're trying to present like a united front, and now there's all this infighting and all this uncertainty and doubt. It's like we're shooting ourselves in the foot. We have enough to deal with to crack into the Web 2 market share, and here we are shooting ourselves in the foot. And I don't even know if it pisses me off. I just think it's completely dumb. It's counterproductive. It's not helping. It's not efficient. And anybody outside of this space that is seeing this, they got to be laughing at us. And I just think it's really dumb. And as you can see on my screen here, I had my words to say with Jonah. Like, I was just basically like, I doubt he's ever going to hear this, but don't leave mad. Just leave. If you really don't like it that much, just leave. But, he had to, he's like one of those people that, like, oh, well, I don't like the situation, so I'm going to leave. Just like to announce their departure itself really shows what kind of substance a person is. You know, if you really don't like something, you just leave. You just leave it behind and go. But he's got to make a big dramatic scene out of it. So that is what's annoying me / pissing me off this week. And yeah. Where are we going now? We are going into
before you move on.
Oh, here comes the second rant. You couldn't leave it alone, could you?
No, I'm just saying you wouldn't know. I'm responding to you.
I know.
He's still around, mate. He didn't block me because I think he's got me muted. There was about a month ago he went on a mute session and muted a heap of people that he felt weren't supporters of his, and so he muted me. I think that means I can still see him, but he can't see me. I believe, is that right? So,
okay.
Yeah. He's still around grifting, so yeah, he hasn't gone anywhere, man.
I know.
It was just part of his. It was just part of his little little fake game that he's got.
Yep, I agree for sure. But yeah, we're gonna keep moving on to the next thing. This one, Arlington Capitol. I lost my train of thought on this one because I was thinking about the other things. This one kind of threw me off. You had this up here. What they said in this article, I thought we kind of already knew. Was there a piece in here that really stood out to you or something? Because a lot of stuff that they said in here, I was just like, yeah, I agree with this, and we've kind of known this.
Yeah, it's just another big capital VC company saying that Immutable is going to win. So
yeah, that's cool.
That's all. It was it's like a lot of pages, and it's just another good thing to highlight. If people want to read that, then they could go read it. It's on Arlington Capitol's X page, but it just talks about blow smoke up Immutable's butt, and and yeah, we agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing it.
It was like perfect the way they word and everything. I was like, yeah, this is true. I agree with this. So I was like, am I missing something? But I guess I wasn't. So yeah. Yeah, thanks Arlington Capitol for agreeing with us. We do agree with you. This next one up here, I'm a little fuzzy on this one. When I first read this, I thought this was layer swap, but it's not. It's layer 3. So what are they doing that's different than our layer swaps and stuff like that? Is there anything you can help me out on that one?
It's just that Immutable invested in them is what the key point was, and I was like, why did they do that? And it's because all the big all the big chains with games on them, like Arbitrum Base and Immutable and Linear, Uniswap as well, which is not a game thing, but it's about unifying token distribution strategies. So whatever it is, it's coming out soon. It's Q3, and it's going to be apparently making tokens I think it's going to be like Ag Layer. But it might be Immutable hedging their bets, because Polygon is not winning the other big plays because it's too big. You know what I mean? Like, if you're Optimism Superchain or Arbitrum's Orbit Chains or your AVAX subnets, Polygon's been a competitor to you for your whole life, and then all of a sudden you say, "Hey guys, I'm not going to do the individual contract, individual IPs now. We're just going to make an ag layer. All of these can clock in." They're not doing that. People aren't doing that. So I think there's Axelar, there's layer 3, there's OmniChain. I just think Immutable's investing in this so that they can hedge bets, and this one they may have something coming out that's pretty cool. AI again. They've got AI enabled protocol. So yeah, we'll see.
I did not. When I read through this, I was not thinking that. So that's an interesting point that you made there. Huh. Very, very interesting for sure. I think you were gonna make fun of this one, the Coinbase wallet. I thought I heard you say it was really nothing different, or something like that a while ago, or am I thinking of something else?
I don't know enough about Coinbase wallet to tell you exactly what they've done from a development point of view. But what I did read sounded exactly the same as Passport, other than some key, whatever that is. So pretty much it's a smart wallet, and I think it's non-custodial as well. So you own your keys and that kind of thing, like Immutable Passport and like Sequence. and all the rest are custodial. That I think Third Web might be non-custodial as well. But so it's just another one. The Third Web's been out for months. Immutable Passports have been out for 6 months. Stucknet's had a wallet like this out for 12 months, and they're literally look at their comms, mate. We built the first smart contract ever. Look at we've changed the game. Like, it's just a typical crypto industry gaslighting garbage. Like, yeah, great, you've built a smart wallet and it's obviously going to help you onboard people, but why do they need to claim that they're the first to do it and make statements that don't actually say that, but you read it and go, oh, they must have been the first by the way they've written that. Like, they're not even near close to being first at doing exactly the same thing as what Passport is. So yeah, it's Base is starting to become a threat to Immutable. Immutable's lost a few games to them. Mm-hmm. Some of the big games have gone there, like Mavia and Wagme's going to go multi-chain onto them as well. And there's one other one that I heard recently going there as well, which is pretty big. So this is the thing that what is being irking me is that it's optimistic roll-up tech, and even the optimistic roll-up devs have said that it's not as good as ZK. It's not as the optimistic tech is like way inferior to ZK, but it's much more mature and built out already. And Base is built on optimistic roll-up tech, and there lots of momentum going in the way the optimistic roll-up tech. And that's another thing about the industry. Like like you said earlier, we're infighting now. There's there's tribalism in chains, so people won't play games on other chains. So that's really hurting games big time, because the whole pool is already small, and now they only play the games that are on their chain.
Right.
So it just means the whole industry is going to kill itself that way on the gaming side. And now optimistic roll-up tech is winning the mind share and hearts and minds of the users, when it's just so far inferior to ZK. You are the Vitalik said just recently, the future in 10 years' time, everything settled on Ethereum will be ZK rollups. And so, maybe the optimistics can pivot somehow to ZK. I don't know if they can or not, what they have to do that. But yeah, and the Mystery Society founder stated in his reason that he joined Immutable because of ZK tech. So there are some people choosing ZK tech over optimistic because it's ZK and they realize it's the future and far superior. Mm-hmm. But if optimistic tech wins out for me, it'll mean the industry will die, in my opinion, because it's at its local maximum. It cannot get any better than what it is now, bar a few hacks. Where ZK is the what it can do in the future is endless. Right. So yeah, and that's another rant, isn't it? It's about 5 rants today. Sorry, lads. I hope you were looking forward to hearing listeners. Sorry, you were looking forward to hearing Heath rant all night. So.
No, that was some good stuff, though. About what you said with the ZK versus the optimistic rollups, and yeah, I get it for sure. And we're coming into our home stretch here. Our final thoughts of the week. I'll start us off. It's kind of on the Jonah comments from what's pissing us off. And you said that, you're kind of tired of certain things in this industry, and there's even been influencers like Bryson that are like starting. You can tell they're starting to doubt this industry, and my thought is, I think gaming in general has a problem. It's not a Web3 thing. I think it's a Web2 thing. All the games, they're all the same. Like nobody's coming out with like unique games. And when I say unique games, I like when Among Us came out, that was something new, and it caught wildfire because it was something different than your typical first-person shooter, your third-person shooter, your RTS. Like it's been done over and over again, and while each one is a little bit different, they're practically the same thing. And Web3 is doing that, and until somebody starts getting some ingenuity or some creativity to get a different style of game to capture people's attention and just give it that newness, I think Web3 and Web2 are both going to be in this lull of almost quasi boredom, so to speak. Because look, Diablo came out, everyone was pumped up about it. I played it for like a week, and I was done. And then
Diablo 4?
Yeah, Diablo 4.
Garbage, yeah.
Yeah, and that was such a huge. Everybody was looking forward to that, and it's just like there's no new creativity, and I think people are just numb to games, and and factor in the whole getting used to Web3 thing. We need creativity, and I think until we get creativity, because all these influencers, they say, oh, we just need a good game, but everybody's doing the same thing. You don't need a good game. You need a creative good game. And I think that will be the spark that this industry needs. And that's my final thoughts for the week.
I add on to yours that I think the games industry is going through like a culmination of a lot of factors at once. Like just like blockbuster movies are few and far between now because of the cost to build them. It used to be like 5 or 6 a week coming out, and now there's like one every month. That you consider a blockbuster, and the rest are cheap. You can tell how much cheaper they are to build than what the old movies were. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because there's just not. And I think the same thing's happening with games. They were costing 200, 300, 400 million, and there's all this new technology coming out that means that they can build them for a lot cheaper. And look at Power World; it cost them 7 million or 10 million or something to build that, and made 100 million. Like there's way more less. You could have 10 games like that and 10 shots on goal to make way more return than the 200 million that no one buys. Like there's so many games like Redshift or whatever it was recently from a huge development studio. It got a bad rating at the start and no one bought it, and it lost hundreds of millions of dollars. So I think there's that. There's the AI play that means they can build it quicker and cheaper and not as good art, but still get a game out. So the quality of the game is going down. And so you can hear about all the layoffs in gaming lately because they can just do it with less people. It's the AI doing it. Art and coding can be done quicker with AI now. And also, just the cycle. That we're in a bad economy right now. So, but yeah, the Web3. Also the sheer number of games. So there was harder to build a game and less people building it. So. Once you build a game, lots of people played it. But now there's we already showed you, there's thousands and thousands of Web3 games. Mm-hmm. That's nothing compared to Web 2. How many games there are on Web 2?
Right.
So you can even if you get 1,000 people or 2,000 people, they're playing your game and not your blockbuster. And so there's way more people filtered throughout the multiple games, right. And therefore it's harder to get a big hit with the big numbers you need, to succeed. But these are all little factors that I think. But I think the time of the big AAA game studio building 100 like the GTA 6s will be few and far between in the future. That'll be like 1 a year or 2 a year from across the whole industry, and the rest will come down to small indie style game development studios.
Yeah,
it'd be a shame, but it's the way the world going. It goes the way of what can I do cheaper for the more return. It's all about money and not about the quality. So
yeah,
that's what the Web3 space does. My final thought, unless you can remind me what it was going to be, I'm done. So we can finish it up.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, it was episode 42. We got through quite a bit there, and we're actually a little bit shorter than we normally are, which I can't believe. But yeah. And if you're not in our Discord, make sure you get into the Gamers Galaxie Discord for all the latest alpha news, contests that we're running. We have our own token, and we're going to be having utility coming out with it soon. We do have a sponsorship with Token Trove. You can get into our Discord and help us out by using our specific Token Trove link. We get a very small fraction of a cut, which helps us out with our costs. And follow us on X. You can follow Rubick. You can follow me, WT. Follow Gamers Galaxie. We have a lot going on, a lot to come, and just want to thank you all for tuning in and supporting us. And any final thoughts on anything before we head out, Rubick?
So, brother, thanks for the good fun cast, and thanks for listening, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Yep. All right, guys, that was episode 42, Gamers Galaxie. I want you all to have a great day. Everybody take care. Bye-bye now.